and welcome back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. I'm Allison Donnelly, and today is Monday, October 22nd.
And I'm Rob Churnside, and I'm glad to be here, Allison.
How was your Monday?
My Monday was pretty busy. I thought of a lot of stuff for the show. For example, you know, we have a lot of viewers out there in Cecil County, and maybe they can help us by recognizing Good Neighbor of the Week.
Yeah, we need more of that.
I'd like to get started.
Yeah, please do.
I was out getting hay today for my goats, and I went to the Zartler farm on 2063 Red Toad Road.
Okay.
Got some hay, and I asked if he had any straw. And he said, well, do you want the free straw or do you want the $4 bill straw? I said, I want the free straw. But he said, well, get some trash bags and fill them up. He had a big area full of straw, and I thought that was just really nice.
Yeah.
It was improperly baled, but it was free.
Yeah.
Free's good. Good neighbors are out there. And I think our viewers maybe should contact us at whatever
info@cecil.tv. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and they can nominate Good Neighbors of the Week. Maybe even send in pictures.
Yeah. That's an awesome idea. And next week we can get into the difference between hay and straw, because I just realized there must be a difference.
We can have Rumpelstiltskin on the show.
Okay.
It's a busy week, Allison, eh?
Yeah, so many Halloween activities coming up. There were some this past weekend, and also lots of apple butter this past weekend and the weekend before. But there's the Halloween parade in Elkton on Friday, and there's also the Chesapeake City Ghost Walk Friday and Saturday. What else?
There's I have to have a list. There's so many things. The Northeast Halloween Party, the 27th, 1 to 4 in Northeast Community Park. And, of course, there's trick-or-treaters out there. I took a little ride today just because, you know, we're having our contest, our decoration contest.
Yeah, so you were out doing some investigative research.
Scouting, just to see what the festivity level is in the environs of our studio here.
And how festive is it?
Well, in one neighborhood there was 50 houses. 3 were decorated.
Oh, that's not so good.
But people are getting started. We know Halloween is not really this weekend. It's next
That's true.
Wednesday, as they say in Great Britain. So we could actually have a Halloween special next week.
That's true, and we will.
And hopefully award somebody with a prize for the best decorated house and or business. So again, how do people enter?
So just to reiterate, to enter, you send a 15-second video or picture of your decorations to info@cecil.tv, and you'll be entered to win one of our excellent prizes as a household or as a business.
And big prizes there are too, Allison. $50 gift card from Lowe's of Northeast.
$25 to Northeast Chocolates and to Granite Run.
Granite Run Tap Room and Port Deposit. So why not?
Why not?
Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, what else is happening?
Well, we've got some news.
Yeah, that's great.
And
Wait, you see our special next week, huh?
Oh, our Halloween special. We'll be dressed up.
Yeah.
And now for the news. Tonight, Maryland State Police are investigating an apparent homicide reported Sunday morning in Elkton. The victim is identified as Karen Johnston Colcuff, 60, of Elkton, Maryland. On Sunday morning, troopers from the Northeast Barracks responded to a 911 call from family members who had visited the home on Augustine Herman Highway to check on the welfare of Colcuff. EMS personnel pronounced Colcuff deceased at the scene. The Maryland State Police Homicide Unit is investigating this homicide, and anyone with information about this crime is asked to contact the Maryland State Police Northeast Barrack at 410-996-7800. Callers may remain anonymous. Maryland Congressional District 1 candidates met in Easton yesterday for a forum presented by the Talbot and Kent Counties League of Women Voters. Republican Representative Andy Harris, Democrat Jesse Colvin, and Libertarian Jenica Martin responded to questions for an hour and 20 minutes. Topics ranged from subjects including the economy, healthcare, and the opioid epidemic. Cecil TV was there, and we present this report. Halloween is next week, and State Fire Marshal Brian S. Garassi has provided some important information so that everyone can have a safe holiday. To keep young trick-or-treaters safe, costumes should be flame-resistant and light-colored or apply reflective tape. Hats, masks, and attached beards should fit well and not obstruct vision. Parents should provide youngsters with a flashlight for extra visibility. Children should trick-or-treat in groups and be accompanied by an adult. More information can be found at safekids.org. And now a word from our sponsors.
Oh no, the furnace is on the fritz again.
This time I'm calling the moon man.
Wow, he's here already?
At your service. There you go. Mission accomplished. Our house is nice and warm again. Thanks, Moon Man.
You're awesome.
You're welcome. Just go to moonairinc.com.
For out of this world service, moonairinc.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole-body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
On Saturday, folks venturing out into the fine fall weather had a chance to see open kettle apple butter making at the Cecil County Farm Museum's annual Apple Butter Festival. The event is held by the Cecil County Farm Museum at their continually evolving site at the School of Technology.
Hello, I'm here with Herb Lusby from the Cecil County Farm Museum. Herb, can you tell us how the apple butter making event got started?
Well, I guess on our end, it got started when we partnered with Elk Creeks quite a few years ago. And then I guess it's probably been close to 8-10 years ago when we kind of went separate ways and we started doing ours up there, and they're still doing theirs down at the Beehive there. So that's kind of how we got started. They were needing help. I guess their generation of people at that time were getting older, and now we're kind of running into the same thing where ours are getting older too. So
Then it seems like a great idea to partner with the School of Technology, because you've got all these students who are helping carry on the tradition.
Yeah, they've got a lot of different ideas. They've been helping us around, clean up the site and do some tree trimming and things like that. And they're bringing some of their skills down here and things, and hopefully we'll be able to use more of their skills to help us out.
What do people have to look forward to when they come to the Apple Butter Making Festival?
Looking at how the apple butter was made in the open kettles. We have our bake table set up, vendors, antique tractors and antique cars and trucks, whatever anybody brings in. Usually try to have some entertainment and just come down and have a good time and walk around and see what's here. Things change every year.
Great, thanks so much.
Every information in it just with memory.
I'm here with Brittany Rigdon, who's with the School of Technology Natural Resources Program. Brittany, can you tell us about the Natural Resources Program at the School of Technology?
Sure. So our program oversees pretty much greenhouse production, floral design, landscape management, and small engine repair. So the students go through the program and learn those different industry standards and how to go out into the community and pick up those jobs after they graduate.
And how has your program been involved with today's festival?
So we have about 20 or so students through natural resources, ag science, and welding volunteering today. With parking, we did setup. My students came out about 2 weeks ago and started pruning trees, mulching around the site, the upkeep of today, and then this past week, we've put together, as you can see, mums and flowers arrangements, and we've partnered up with the welding class to make floral hooks. And so, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on. Ag Science has face painting for the little kids, and so they were practicing this week and trying to come up with creative ideas to get the little ones involved in the day.
Great, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
The hard work of apple butter making begins in the early hours of the morning and continues till the product is ready.
Okay,
So you start out in the morning around 2 o'clock and you fill these kettles up full of cider. And then you put a fire under there, and then you just gotta boil it down to about halfway. And then that's when you start putting apples in. It might take about 3 to 4 hours to do that. And then once you start adding apples, you just got to keep churning.
And how long do you have to churn?
Depends on how hot you got the fire. Sometimes you can do it in 5 hours, and sometimes it takes 8 hours.
How long have you been standing here?
Not that long. I've been here since 9, but some of these people have been here since the beginning.
And to round off the old-time theme of the event, the vintage baseball team, the Elkton Eclipse, took to the adjacent baseball field to play the Kennett Square Mohicans.
We're going to begin with opening remarks of 2 minutes each by each of our candidates. They're going to speak today in an order
On
that
October
was
21st, the meeting room
random,
of the Talbot
by
County
lot.
Free Library was filled to capacity with voters interested in hearing what the 3 candidates for Maryland's 1st Congressional District seat had to say. Incumbent Andy Harris, Jesse Colvin, and Jenica Martin took turns answering questions prepared by the forum's organizer, the League of Women's Voters, as well as questions submitted by the audience during the event. Moderator Pam Ortiz from Chestertown maintained order throughout the event, only occasionally having to remind the audience to remain quiet.
Hello, I'm here with Roger Sharp today at the 1st Congressional District Candidate Forum. Roger, did you come here today to help you decide who you were going to vote for?
No, I pretty much already decided who I want to vote for. I'm here to support Jesse Colvin.
And what do you hope to learn today?
Pardon me?
What do you hope to learn today?
Just to see how he stands out against Andy Harris, against the questions that are asked, that type of thing. I pretty much know what I'm going to do already with my vote, But,
As a voter, what issues are the most important to you?
well, a lot of the opioid addiction, for one thing, is a real big thing with me. And also the Chesapeake Bay means a lot. It means, jobs and everything else, and the way of life, They're 2 of the biggest interests with me in this whole thing, and just where it's going to go with the way politics are today. I like somebody that's bipartisan. I mean, his wife being a Republican, I think it's a great thing. Keep a marriage together that way and have children. This is great stuff, And I think this will stop some of the gridlock in Washington, where we can move on with things, and move forward and actually get things accomplished, because it's strictly party line. I think it's a dead issue where we're stopping ourselves from progressing,
Okay, thank you.
Certainly.
Tom, did you come here today to help decide who to vote for?
I did, and I'm specifically looking to see how each candidate expresses themselves and what they have to say about the importance of jobs for this district and representing this district versus larger political issues.
So, what do you hope to learn from the candidates today?
Specifically, I want to learn from Mr. Harris what he's done in the 8 years that he's been in Congress. I've spent most of my career as a lobbyist in Washington following Congress, and frankly, I've not been able to identify very much of what he's been able to do. So I want to learn today specifically what pieces of legislation he has sponsored, whether that legislation has ever gotten through a committee, and if it's passed the Congress. I pretty much know the answer, but I want to hear it from him. And I also want to hear what Jesse Colvin has to say. I've been impressed so far, but I'm very much interested in see how the candidates express themselves today in front of a larger audience with the election not very far away.
The candidates answered questions on a range of topics, and incumbent Harris and Mr. Colvin found much to disagree with, while Ms. Martin reflected a libertarian take on most issues.
We'll just do the soundbite fact check right up front because I know what my opponent's going to say. He's going to say I voted to repeal Obamacare 70 times. No, it's not true. You go to the Congressional Research Service, you can get there, and this is the nonpartisan Congressional Research Organization. Their report, February 7, 2017. 20 of those votes actually were signed into law by President Obama. Okay? So just go read the whole story.
Dr. Harris, you're a doctor, sir. You should be a national leader on this issue. There should be a bill with your name on it every year that people from Montana to Maryland know. But you're not that kind of leader. You're the kind of guy who in state Senate voted against screenings for colon cancer. The same guy who in state Senate voted against chlamydia screening for pregnant women. Still the same guy who showed up his first day before you're sworn in Congress, sir, and demanded your own personal health care plan kick in, even though you had run against taking it away from people in our district and have spent the last 8 years trying to take it away since.
First and foremost, not by chipping away at it, full repeal of the Affordable Care Act, full repeal. It is a redistribution of income. It needs to go. Market innovations have already taken hold when it comes to legislation. We have prepaid plans, group plans that have decreased the cost of healthcare. And we also have insurance companies that already offered guaranteed renewability.
Cecil TV will be covering this and other races affecting Cecil County throughout the remainder of the election period.
Welcome back to 30 at 6. I'm here with Diana Hawley. She's running for Cecil County Public Schools Board of Education in District 5, which covers Northeast. She's running against Evan Jones, and I should say that we've invited Evan to be a guest on 30 at 6 as well, so hopefully we will be able to schedule that interview. Diana, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I used to be an early intervention specialist, and my background is in early childhood education. Moved to Cecil County about 15 years ago, and my daughter, when she was obviously in kindergarten, 9 years ago is when I locally started being involved in the school system here. And I started off as a volunteer in a classroom, and it kind of progressed from there. I have been in leadership positions in parent organizations in the school, classroom volunteers. I serve as a mentor in the elementary schools. And I just kept being more involved. In the middle schools, I was doing stuff with the PTSO. And at a county-wide level, I started doing more with the school advocacy committees, curriculum review council, textbook review council, getting involved a little bit in the budget process, which is a little scary.
It's
but
very complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated, but advocating for the schools and emailing county council members. I've attended county council meetings speaking on behalf of the school system. So that's sort of where I'm going from there.
Right. So what compelled you to run for office?
Good question. That's usually the first question people ask me, and the simple answer is because I care. I care for our students. Obviously, I care for my kids.
Right.
But once I started getting involved in the school system, it really hit home for me that there's a lot of kids out there in need, and my passion is education. But I also think that a good county needs a great school system. So I think I have the dedication, the work ethic to do what it takes to make our school system be great. So,
what specifically do you hope to accomplish? What are your goals?
There's a lot of priorities I have. There's a lot of need. I obviously have been in the classrooms, I've been in the schools, and you see students who have a lot of needs. And first and foremost, one of my biggest priorities is school safety, as most people have that as a priority. But not only physical building school safety, but school safety involving student mental health, because that's a big issue as well. We have a lot of kids who are coming from very traumatic situations, and we need resources for that. I think a second priority of mine is hiring and retaining quality staff and being able to give them the resources that they need so that they can thrive as staff members. We can have an awesome curriculum, but if we don't have good staff to implement that curriculum and resources that they need to support them, it's pretty much nothing at that point. And lastly, I think just providing a lot of variety for our students. We have students who are involved in the arts. We have students who are involved in sports. So a wide range of activities to encompass the needs and the talents, and we want them to have pride in what they're doing and pride in their school. And one way to get them to have pride in their school is to be invested in it.
Absolutely.
And if they have resources and they have activities that make them have pride in their school, that's something that's really important. School of Technology, the expansion of the School of Technology for students who aren't necessarily wanting to go to college or kids who do want to go to college and need additional training for that. So the School of Technology is pretty big. I did tour that.
Oh, it's amazing.
Have you been there?
Yes.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. And I was given the opportunity to see just like all of the programs that it has to offer.
It's
so that's
really
amazing.
like, I was so impressed.
Yes.
I had no idea that
existed.
That there were so many programs, and it's just so exciting to me.
Yes, very much so. Very much.
Some people I've spoken to have felt that the board is a bit too close to the administration.
Okay.
What do you think is the appropriate role for the school board?
I think the school board needs to work closely with the leadership team. I think they need to do so in order to develop good policies and a fiscally responsible budget. I think the school board's role also is to communicate effectively with them. If there are tough questions, be able to ask those tough questions so that the best budget and the best policies can be made for the benefit of the school system.
Okay. Maryland voters will have 2 constitutional amendment questions to ask on the ballot. Question 1 is whether certain revenues should be allocated to supplement education funding, certain revenues from video lotteries. What do you think about that?
I think question 1 is an important question. It's the fix the fund question. When we voted to approve casino gaming, at least I did back in the time that we did that, we thought that revenue was going to go strictly towards education.
And to supplement, I feel like the difference is to supplement rather than to
increase.
To increase, yeah.
Right. And what happened is it did go towards education, but also not the whole part, not all of the revenue. Some of the revenue then also went into other parts of the budget to fix some of those gaps, those shortfalls in the other part of the state budget. And basically this is saying, okay, we will use the revenue and we will be able to increase education funding in the state of Maryland, which is drastically underfunded right now, I think by $1.2 billion. So this is a good first step. This would be a great first step for education funding in the state.
And it seems to be pretty widely supported on both sides of the aisle.
On both ends. And I personally have been researching the issue, and I haven't found any organization that opposes it.
Yeah, it seems like
and
it would be hard to oppose.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Diana.
you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And now welcome back to 30 at 6, and it just looks like our action-packed Halloween week has just gotten a little bit more action. Right here, Ken Collins, Director of Addiction Services from Cecil County Health Department. Welcome.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
Tell us about this drug take-back.
Saturday is National Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 27th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., every police station in Cecil County is participating. And this is a great opportunity to get rid of those unneeded, unused, expired medications. Get them out of your home, get rid of them.
And this was inspired by DEA? Is that
Well, this is it's a national event. It comes from the Drug Enforcement Administration. It's a national organization. But again, Cecil County is participating. We have participated for many years. We have fantastic partnerships with law enforcement, with public safety officials, and we're helping our law enforcement officers promote this fantastic event.
So people just take their pills they don't need anymore out of the medicine cabinet or the top shelf of the kitchen or wherever they hide them?
Well, again, this is the perfect time to get rid of those medications. You know, we get a lot of medications. We read the label of our medication, right? So we're going to follow directions on how to take it, right? Okay, we take that medication and we store it in our medicine cabinet, or we put it up high in a kitchen cabinet, right?
Keep it away from the kids.
Yeah, or better yet, we're putting it into a locked box. But what happens when we get well? Start to feel better? We don't often stop and think. We don't often stop and think about getting rid of it, about disposing of it. So we put it back into storage, and you know, we're going to, just in case I need it, we'll leave it there. Just in case that injury comes, that illness or that pain comes back, it's going to be there, and we'll leave it there. You know, then a week goes by, a month goes by, years go by, and it's just sitting there, and it's accessible, it's exposed.
It's a very insidious danger in that.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny because it's interesting that I was reading a study just recently that said about 40% of medications that are sold, about 40% go unused. And there was a recent study just came out last year from Johns Hopkins that said about 90% of unused opioids, 90% of unused opioids are not properly disposed.
And that could lead to trouble.
That's a lot of surplus, a lot of drugs that are sitting around. You know, we're in the middle of a national opioid epidemic. It's a local problem, it's a state problem, it's a regional problem, it's a national problem. In Cecil County last year we had 59 overdose deaths. That's nearly double what we had during calendar year 2016.
And a lot of the folks that may overdose or may just get in trouble with drugs get a start from these home
Well,
drugs.
that's just it. What the research is telling us is that 4 out of 5 new heroin users, 80% of new heroin users started with prescription drugs.
And if the drugs aren't any good, get rid of them.
Well, absolutely. So we want folks to be part of the solution. And one part of that solution is getting rid of your old medications. So again, it's this Saturday from 10 to 2. Every law enforcement agency, again, that's your state police barracks, that's your county sheriff's office, that's all your municipal police, that's your Perryville, your Rising Sun, your Elkton, your Northeast police departments. They're all available. They're all waiting for you from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 p.m. this Saturday.
And if somebody's out of town and they can't make it?
Yeah, if you can't make it, it was really great. You know, 4 years ago, we had 0 drug take-back boxes in Cecil County. Right now, today, we have 7 permanent drug take-back boxes. All the police stations have them. The boxes are accessible generally during business hours, and most of them actually are available 24/7. So if you can't make it this Saturday, if you want to do it today, you want to do it next week, please clean out your medicine cabinets, go down and visit your local police officer, and dispose of the medications.
And there's a third way, and guess what?
There is a third option.
I took a proactive step. I bought some drugs to take back, Ken.
What
can we do?
Rob, you're fantastic. A third option we're really, really excited about. For those folks that can't make it to Drug Take Back Day, again this Saturday, for those folks that can't make it to a police station, there is the Terra Drug Deactivation Bag. Now this is available from the Cecil County Health Department, no cost. It's safe, convenient, effective. This uses activated carbon to actually works with the pharmaceutical to deactivate it, to make it the pharmaceutical inactive. So it's a real easy process. You tear open the bag. This bag actually will take care of 45 pills. So let's try this.
I think, okay, we're going to create a Halloween witch's brew of medications. Singulair, clarithromycin, lisinopril. Boy, oh, toil in trouble. And the last one, doxycycline. So that's less than 45 pills. Just dump them right in?
We're going to just dump them in.
It's kind of like shake and bake.
A little bit. We're going to fill the bag half full of water.
Okay, I'll let you do that. You're the professional.
You're doing great. A lot of drama here, Rob. We got it. There we go. About half full. We're going to stop there. We're going to seal the bag. We're going to wait 30 seconds. The activated carbon is going to work, and these medications, these pharmaceuticals are now deactivated. It's now safe to throw this into the trash. We're doing our part. We're being part of the solution. We're helping to prevent new users, and we're helping hopefully to prevent future overdoses.
And I helped. So.
Fantastic.
And Ken and his folks in addiction services at the Cecil County Health Department. Oh, it feels like it's like, wow.
It's gonna go in the trash from here. It's safe for the environment like this. And before we go to commercial, before people change their channels, can I have one more promotion?
Yes, please.
On the bag here, it talks about the Opioid Misuse Prevention Project. You know, we really want to promote rewriteyourscript.org. You know, for information on substance use disorder prevention, treatment, recovery support, as well as public safety initiatives, please go to rewriteyourscript.org. It's the go-to website for everything substance use prevention, treatment, recovery support, and public safety.
And that can help connect you with Ken and the folks at the Cecil
Oh,
County.
absolutely. We're here to help.
Great. Well, thanks for helping us all, Ken.
Hey, thank you, Rob. Good to see you, man.